So let's have a look at what we're up against. We have uh, England on Dragon, and pretty much standard Dragon. Everything that you expect to be in here is in here. And then on the other side we have Phoenix, and it's Seeker of Air, and everything you kind of expect to be in here is also kind of in here. Alright, Joe is ready and says Dragon OP straight away. I guess that's... Alright, Phoenix also OP. Everyone is OP, except, of course, Lion and Crab, I guess. Nothing really strange in this list. I mean, it's a bit spicy with one consumed by 5 fires, but I'm guessing this is pretty much standard, minus, plus a few cards here and there. Alright, so we get straight into the game, and we see Lion not a clan. Dude, Joe. That is rough. So we see the Dragon player doing a standard Dragon opening with Raitsugu 3 Fate. Lion not a clan. You hurt my feelings, Joe. You really did hurt my feelings. Lion not a clan. Ugh. What do you think about Unicorn now? Is Unicorn on the power as well, or do you think like Unicorn is actually a real clan now? Oh wow, that is really that is really interesting from the Dragon player. I'm almost tripped over my words there. He actually played Togashi Initiate. And now has 0 fate. That is spicy and also kind of ballsy. Unicorn only balanced clan. The hot takes from Joe from Cincinnati. Premium crab player. You heard it here first. Oh. The Phoenix player did decide to play the Solemn Scholar here. And the crab player there, not the crab player, the Dragon players. Joe, you're confusing me. When you speak too much, the only thing that pops into my head is just crab, 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 crab. It's pretty much how I imagine everything you say go. Is it 1-0 for England currently? I didn't see that on the list. But I guess the list is not updated then. Alright, so we see a Pathfinder's Blade play to Raitsuga, and we see it immediately let go by Shiba Inu. So he goes in on Kanyo District Manicure Gardens. Right, so if England wins this, they have a triple tie in that group. Oh, that's interesting. That is actually pretty spicy indeed, I would say. I don't know if Canada versus Cyprus is completely decided yet, but I know that Byron Crane won his match pretty handedly, so I guess that says something. Alright, some quick and dirty things happening here. We do see Seeker of Air triggering for finding Manicure Gardens. Then we see Manicure Gardens trigger to gain an extra fate. And then we see the Solemn Scholar bow itself through Benton's Touch in order to honor the Adept of the Waves. So currently, and then we see a Banzai from the Raisuga. So currently we have 7-4. And now we see a counter Banzai on the Adept of the Waves. The only way this makes sense is if the Phoenix player also has a Against the Waves in hand, so we can ready and attack again with this character. So apparently, if England wins this match, everyone in that group will go 1-3. Is that even possible? You win one game and lose the other 3. No, that is not possible. One in the group is going to have to win more, right? There's going to be one in the group that wins more than. Otherwise, there's 4 people in the group. Yeah, there's going to be one team that wins more than one. Oh yeah, so Canada is 3-0. Yeah, that makes sense. The math was messing with my head there for a moment. And we see more stuff played. So Banzai, so defender goes up to 8, and then we see a fine katana attached to Mirumoto Retsugu. So Retsugu now has 9 to 8. And we say that Shiba Inu is thinking here. I imagine he is considering if he wants to play Supernatural Storm. Yes, and that he does. Do we see another weapon from the Dragon player here? Because another weapon and then box could be equal to Supernatural Storm and then flash Supernatural Storm again. Ah, and instead we see favorable ground sacrifice to move Raitsugu home. And that means Shiba Inu uses Hawk Tattoo to move Mirumoto Raitsugu back in again. But this means that Raitsugu is actually winning this conflict now. I think the Dragon player is happy with this. Like, he's forcing the Phoenix player to flash back. I think that's a magic term, I'm not sure. But I think he's forcing a recursion with the Stronghold from the Phoenix to grab Supernatural Storm again. And then he can just use his own Stronghold. Alright, so he now actually uses Manicured Guardian to gain a Fate. I hadn't used that before. So Steelfur is actually winning this conflict right now. Do we see the Phoenix Stronghold used here to play Supernatural Storm again, thus removing it from the game? That's really cool art on Supernatural Storm, by the way. You gotta appreciate the art in this game. So, do we see anything here from the Phoenix player? I'm guessing he didn't realize he put himself in a losing position by pulling Raitsugu in. You kind of forget that Hawk Tattoo actually does stuff, right? Here's the question though: yeah, he did dishonor the Adept of the Waves. That means it's going to be much more manageable if it gets straightened by against the waves here for an attack. And Steelfur passes, so it's up to the Phoenix player here. If the Phoenix player passes now, he just loses one of his conflicts straight up. Maybe you do that and just spend the ready effect. Yeah, that's the against the waves, and it does it to stand the Solemn Scholar. Now this is interesting. Alright, that makes sense. You use the Adept of the Waves to grant him covert during water, and then you go water, and you find Sacred Sanctuary. And you use Sacred Sanctuary to prevent Togashi Initiate from bowing. But it doesn't protect against the watering. It just protects against. I mean, pretty much. Alright. I mean, this assumes that Steelfur can save his province, but I don't think so. I don't think he can save his province. One of the spicy things that could be done. Oh, he Hawks Tattoo in the Togashi Initiate. So Togashi Initiate will not be bowed during the end of this conflict. because of the reaction from Sacred Sanctuary, and he now has a decent chance to defend against this attack. But we do see an Against the Waves here, so Against the Waves can actually be used on Adept of the Waves here during this conflict to stand him and then push for the political right here. And we do see the Stronghold used here, forcing another card from... oh, and that's the Feral Ningyo. So Feral Ningyo gets dropped because this is a water conflict. So currently winning but not breaking from the Phoenix player. But it's just gonna ready up this Adept of the Waves, and the Adept of the Waves is gonna waltz in and break this. Unless, of course, the Dragon player has a court games, and no, actually, because the next conflict is going to be military. Yeah, this is going to be a break afterwards, no matter what the... I am confused. Why let go that Hawk Tattoo? Did you not realize that this is a political conflict? The Phoenix player is just as confused as I am by that play. I mean, I think that you know what? You know what might be the cause of this? I have a very strong feeling that the cause of this is actually to just play a card somewhere in order to Void Fist. Yeah. Yeah, Void Fist is going to happen now, I guess. Void Fisted. It's not enough though. It's not enough. That means... Alright, so he used the Water Ring to bow the Togashi Initiate instead. Makes sense. Alright, so the one Void Fist is gone. Why did the dragon do anything? The answer is always Void Fist. Yeah. Oh, and we do see a second Against the Waves to ready the Adept of the Waves, and he's going to just slam into this Sacred Sanctuary and break it. I don't see any way the dragon can stop this. Yes, the reaction can't be triggered. I mean, I know he can't hear me, but the reaction has been triggered. It can't be triggered again. I mean, he's going to lose the Sacred Sanctuary now. And this means that Shiba Inu is going to have Kanji online for next round. Which means the dragon is in a pretty poor spot. If we're completely honest. Yeah. So the dragon is in a bit of a dire straits here. He is down Fate, down Honor, down Board-ish. The opponent has a Kanjo and a Library. And this is going to be Dragon having to do Dragon's stuff to get back in this game. And that's a good start. Swordsmith and Raitsugu dupe and a Imperial Storehouse. That's a pretty good start. That's actually an excellent start. As the Phoenix player here, I'll probably play a Sakusuki with one fate, or maybe even two fate, and then just play the naive student naked. I'm not sure about this Togashi initiate play. I really think you should play the Swordsmith though, two fate. Why would you play Togashi initiate over Swordsmith? Do I not play dragon enough? I think Swordsmith is just the superior play, right? I mean, yeah. Okay, so. I mean, no monks without the monk, sure, but then you just play Swordsmith and you find the seal of the dragon, right? Because you bid 5 and then you search 5, so you find the seal of the dragon, right? Alright, so I'm just looking at what the chat is saying. No CTN, yeah. No Cloud the Mine enabler for Dragon. No, like I think you should have definitely played the Swordsmith. The Swordsmith is strong. I mean, people have pointed out that the Swordsmith might be baiting an attack in here for like a Feast or Famine or something, but you have no character on the board currently that can soak Feast or Famine. I'm just gonna have a quick look if the there's no assassination from the Phoenix player. That's can be important, because if the dragon has a conflict character, you just drop that and soak Fate of Suki or whatever. And we do see a couple of pre-played things. We see Ornate Fan pre-played, Cloud of Mine pre-played, Fine Katana pre-played. So now he is going to try and find that restoration of a balance. Alright, so Joe from Cincinnati said he has a Tattooed Wanderer in hand or is bad. One of the two. I kinda agree. Without saying too much, yeah, if he doesn't have a conflict character in hand, this play doesn't make any sense at all. Alright, so the Swordsmith bait, is it successful? It's shameful. Alright. That is pretty rough for the Phoenix player here. So you defend with Raitsugu, but Raitsugu is clouded. What can you do? So Shameful Display is triggered, and now it's 3-3. 3 attacking, 3 defending. And now the dragon player actually has to expend cards to win this. So Shiba Inu is perfectly happy with having this just go. And we do see Hurricane Punch. So we're going to see a bunch of dragon bullshit happening. I mean, yeah, we do have Kanyu, but I imagine he's going to save Kanyu for this Raitsugu on the second push to just kick him out if there's any issues with him. And we do see a Shrine Maiden, and it finds Cloud the Mind, but discards Court Games and finds Katana. Yeah, that's not the best Shrine Maiden, but it's an okay Shrine Maiden. Alright, so we do see a Benton's Touch get played, bowing the Solemn Scholar and re-honoring this Adept of the Waves. So I'm guessing this is to force the dragon player to play more cards. Because if you win this Earth Ring, this Raitsugu can't attack. Like, it literally can't attack. It can't defend because of Kanyu, it can't attack. Like, it's just... Yeah, this is a really strong you don't get to do anything turn from the Phoenix player. And actually, now we see a hawk tattoo on Suki, but now Shameful Display is breaking. That doesn't seem good. That hawk tattoo might have been a massive mistake. Possibly. Yeah, I think you might be correct, Joe. I think this dragon might be tilting a little bit because he just pulled in a Sakosuki. Now he is actually breaking. The Phoenix player is actually breaking, so he's forcing more cards off. Alright, so we see a Finger of J go down. This is basically to provide fuel for the Stronghold. I'm guessing we're going to see maybe a couple of Void Fists, or a Void Fist at least. Otherwise, this play makes very little sense. It would be pretty sweet to kick out the Adept of the Waves here. So we see one Supernatural Storm in there, and we see 2 against the Waves, but the box has already been used. And we do find a Banzai. And a Censure to cancel the Banzai. So the Dragon player plays a Banzai, but we see a Censure to instantly cancel the Banzai. And now we see the Phoenix player win the conflict but doesn't break Shameful. I mean, you can't attack here as Raitsugu because you're gonna get bowed by the Solemn Scholar, and okay. Do you even care here? Like, you just go in, you just get. Alright, so we see a Shameful Display, so we know where that is. I don't think the Phoenix player has a conflict character in hand. I don't think the Phoenix player cares. I think you just bow this with the Solemn Scholar. Oh yeah. He's definitely for sure going to go back to Shameful Display with this. I mean, you could even play against the Waves to ready Suki right now, and then Solemn Scholar away the Hiruma Skirmisher, and then you just go in with Naive Student and Suki on Shameful and break it. That's a reasonable thing. Oh, okay, actually you can't against the Waves because box is already bowed. Never mind me, he used it to play the Benton's Touch. I kind of disagree with that. Yeah, it just got pointed out to me by chat as well that the box is already bowed. Yep. Alright, this is actually rough. Do you go and scout here and try and find the resto right now, or do you just go for whatever ring you can do on here? Like, I think the Void Ring here is pretty decent. Get rid of this Initiate. It is a bit dangerous if you find Feast of Famine though, because any attachment and like, no, actually, the Dragon player has to expend a Seal of the Dragon onto your Naive Student here, which is a bit rough. He does hit Resto though. So he does pop Resto. He doesn't have to worry about Resto for the rest of the game. He knows where Feast or Famine is now. That is actually pretty darn good for the Phoenix player. So we see a court games from the Dragon player. This Naive Student is now 0-0. Oh, now can you? He's going to lose the favor. He's going to lose the favor. You just stand here with Raitsugu. Your favor is lost. Kanyo is useless. Yeah. Wow. That's actually really good for the dragon player. Like, extremely good. Alright, so the Phoenix player only finds a single good card this turn to play, but is an Ethereal Dreamer and is going to get double fated. And the Dragon now plays double Agasha Swordsmith and the third Raitsuga dupe. So now Dragon is going to start doing dragon things. Now Dragon is going to start doing dragon things, and it's going to start going downhill for the Phoenix player. I think it was extremely silly to expend the Kyurenisawa for a Benton's touch last round. Alright, so a couple of things happen. We see Agasha Swordsmith find an Ancestral Daisho. This is good. Do we see the other... Yeah, the other Swordsmith finds a fine Katana. This is also pretty good. What you do here as the Dragon player, you're first player now. Which ring do you pick? Void, probably, or Water? No, you don't go Water. Yeah, you definitely don't go Water when the Ethereal Dreamer is triggered at. You have to go Void, right? To get Suki off the table. Suki's going to be pretty big next turn otherwise. And here we see the Dragon player play a Cloud of Mind on Suki. And Joe says it's really silly going for a scout there. If he just goes Shameful, he could have played that Clarity and left the student standing, and he didn't have to worry about favor. That is very true. But it's stuff that happens sometimes. Right, and we do see a Tattooed Wanderer attached to Raitsugu, so Raitsugu now has Covert. So Raitsugu can pretty much do whatever he wants with whomever he wants. I'm guessing these two is going to go in and try and smash these Manicured Gardens. And that is actually exactly what we see. We see Raitsugu and a Swordsmith going into Manicured Gardens. And we see it with the Water Ring. Alright, so this Added to the Waste gets converted, and the defense comes in with Ethereal Dreamer. Now remember, Ethereal Dreamer has picked water for this turn, so it is +2 military and +2 political, so it's actually a 3-3 right now. And here we see more Phoenix shenanigans. A Ferningu gets dropped. Or, how other people call it, it's the Fish Boy. The Fish Boy gets dropped into the conflict, and another Fish Boy gets dropped into the conflict. So, currently, Defender is 9 against attacking 8. But we do see a fine Katana go down on the Raitsugu. Yes, indeed, Fish Boys are everywhere. Now, the Phoenix player actually do need to see something a little bit more impactful next turn in regards to characters, because he has 8 fate. He needs something worth spending fate on. A Tadaka would be very nice, for instance, to find. Uh, Raitsugu can't start killing things because Raitsugu has a very nice cloud of mine attached to him. He has forgotten how to duel people. So this is a really expensive conflict for both characters. A favorable ground has been expanded to move in out of the waves. A Tattooed Wanderer has been dropped, and a Ancestral Daisha has been dropped onto the Tattooed Wanderer. Alright, so people in chat saying probably gonna see Void Fist, we're probably gonna see... What's SM? Right, so it doesn't matter. I guess I misread something like that. I don't know what you guys meant with SM picked that up. Yeah, that's not helpful. I doubt it means Space Marine. Alright, at least the Phoenix player has a safe province to attack in the form of Restorations of Balance here. And we do see a contention of the Void Ring. I'm guessing he wants to try and remove this Swordsmith from the game. Ah, Shrine Maiden. Thank you. I sort of completely blanked that was a thing. Thank you very much for your help. And Joe, you are utterly unhelpful as always. So, political 4, he actually has enough strength to break this province if there's no defense from the dragon player. Ha. You know me, I try to channel the power of Aikahata as often as I can. Bad puns and sassiness. So here we do see a clarity of purpose preventing Sakazuki from bowing. So currently Restorations is breaking. We see a court games come out from the dragon player dishonoring Suki. No, it is not breaking. Do we see a counter court games from the Phoenix player? I mean, the Phoenix player should have a court games by now, right? He does run court games. Let's have a look. He does run 3 court games. Him not finding a single court games is a bit... Yeah, there it is. There's the court games. So, he is back to breaking. And he does break Restoration of Balance. I'm guessing he's going to remove... Oh, he discards a Yokuni. That's pretty big. And I'm guessing he's going to remove the fate of this Swordsmith. No, he removes the fate from Raitsugu. That's interesting. Leaving this Swordsmith alive basically multiplies the chance that the Dragon player is going to pull a reprieve or several reprieves because he can actually look for them with the Swordsmiths. So I don't think this Raitsugu is leaving play this game, I guess. Oh, that's a very valid point, Joe. He could have consumed by 5 fires. Let's count the fate on the dragon player side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, a consumed by 5 fires in this situation will be really good for the Phoenix player. That is a very good observation. Let's have a quick look. Does the dragon player play? He does not play Censure. The dragon player is going to be in a very bad spot if this consumed by 5 fires is real. Yeah, the dragon player does not run Censure, so this this consumed by 5 fires could be huge. For those that doesn't know, Consumed by 5 Fires is a 5-cost Phoenix spell that says remove up to 5 fate from your opponent's characters. It is a very powerful spell, especially with a board state like this, with a lot of characters with very little fate on them. So, we do see a defense here, and we do see him drawing a card with Fertile Fields. The dragon is currently winning, so he just passes straight away. So we do see Kurinizawa bowing here. What are we going to see? We see an Against the Waves, and it bows the Swordsmith on the other side. And then we see a fan attached to Tsuki. Sorry, that is my mobile pinging in the background. So Shiba Inu won this conflict. Now, the last Against the Waves gets played. So, do the dragon player have a conflict card in hand? So, what have you seen? We have seen 1, 2, 3 conflict characters already. The Skirmisher. Always the Skirmisher. He has the conflict character in hand. Yeah, if he does win this conflict, he do gain favor though. Currently, he is actually winning this conflict. I imagine he probably may want to try and break this. Yes, Supernatural Storm gets played. He is currently breaking. And Steelfur can't prevent this. Oh, wow. Alright, let's see. Does he have the Consumed by 5 Fires? He does not. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That Consumed by 5 Fires would have been huge. So huge. Right. So the Phoenix player really needs to find that is not an impactful character. Not with 14 fate. This is not an impactful character. Shiba Inu is not happy. This is, yeah, so basically the dragon player pretty much has to have 1 or more reprieves right now. He has to have 1 or more reprieves. Like, maybe he's sitting on 2 let goes, but it's like reprieve, let go, reprieve, let go. But even then, it's pretty bad situation for the Phoenix player here. So Swordsmith finds Pathfinder's Blade and Seal of the Dragon. Both really good in this situation, honestly. So we could have a look here, and we in the dragon excuse me, in the dragon player's hand, we should see at least 1 or 2 Hurricane Punches and probably 1 or 2 Void Fists. So that are things that's going to happen. So I'm guessing this Raitsugu is going to be fisting people left, right, and center. And that Finger of Jade means he's going to resist getting Kanjoed. Wow. This is looking like the Phoenix player is going to just have to find himself in a double break scenario this turn. Or at least a single break scenario, I think. But we do see a watering here that forces the dragon player to defend with something at least. And it's a rally to the cause, but it doesn't matter because if it's just gonna get switched against the Ethereal Dreamer, yeah, this is pretty good. If the dragon player doesn't win this conflict, his watering is going to bow out Raitsugu, and he's just spent a lot to not have Raitsugu bowed out. No, it's not so bad for the Phoenix, but it's not great for the Phoenix. The Phoenix really, really needs to find some impactful characters the next flip. Like, if he managed to save Kanya this round, he needs to flip like Tadaka. Uh, I don't know. What else is good in Phoenix? Let's have a quick look. Tadaka, I'm guessing Master of Gisei Toshi. Wait. Yeah, Master of Gisei Toshi. Yeah, I think that's fine. Those two characters should be impactful enough to have an effect here. Prodigy? Alright, Prodigies are fine. Right, so we do see a fish boy come down. And we see a let go discard a Finger of Jade. Now, this is a bit risky. So, basically, you allow this Raisuga to stick around for a turn now, because there's no way he doesn't have a reprieve. He probably has 2 reprieves. So, are you okay with him sticking around for the next turn? I guess you are then. I don't think you can... Like, maybe you can close it out in this conflict. I think you can. You definitely can you out Raisuga here, yeah? And then you have 2 favorable grounds to push in more people if necessary. Ooh, could we see a break here on the Dragon Stronghold? A single Supernatural Storm is pretty big here. This Tattooed Wanderer is a problem though, because we know there's Void Fists in the Dragon player's hands. There's no chance the Dragon player is down to 9 conflict cards and only seen a single Void Fist. I don't believe that for a second. I mean, Tattooed Wanderer is also a monk. Tattooed... Why do you... Oh, you reprieve to box and then to punch. Alright. Second Feral Ningyo. Box. Now the punches are go... Oh, the third Ningyo! Alright, Void Fist. 1 gone. So that's one Void Fist down. There's only 1 more possible Void Fist. Do we see it? Storm, 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 storm. Supernatural Storm imbues Ethereal Dreamer. Ethereal Dreamer is now huge. And Ethereal Dreamer gets sent home. Wait, what? How? Oh, 6. Oh, 6 to 6. Alright. I mean, yeah, but we kind of thought that, like, it was pretty much guaranteed the Dragon player had all 3 Void Fists. Like, why wouldn't you have all 3 Void Fists? You're so deep into your conflict deck, you should have all 3 Void Fists. I mean, that's fine though, you break it in political now, right? You just win this, bow out the Doomed, and defend, and then go in. He needs 6 strength. He can get 3 from Supernatural Storm. He needs 3 from somewhere else. Just Atsuka is not enough. I mean, if he has a single Hurricane Punch, he's screwed. A single Hurricane Punch prevents this. Oh, right, yes, of course. Yeah, Ethereal Dreamer gets moved into the conflict. Of course, we're going to see the box against the waves. Yeah. You break now. We have built Kurdish army. The aggro Phoenix player saying you break now. You break now. And I'm guessing in this case it's actually true. So we do see one favorite organ move back in the Ethereal Dreamer. Now we are going to see, and against the waves, ready up the Ethereal Dreamer. See Steelfur pass. Kudenisava bows. Let's see that against the waves. Oh, that is it. Now it's breaking. And that's GG. The Void Fist was not enough. The Phoenix player prevails. And that is not England winning this. Yeah, hang on. Steelfur is on the English side, right? Yeah, Steelfur is on the England side, so it's actually the Germany side that won. Alright. This was a very interesting game. Phoenix is pretty strong, it turns out. And it survived the Void Fisting in the final conflict. Dropped 3 Feral Ninjas because +9 military is apparently good. Ah, alright, so this is now 1-1 in matches. Okay, I see. So now Action Johnny has to win. Alright, cool. So, that is it for England versus Germany for right now. Thank you so much everyone that watched. Thank you so much everyone that hosted me. Thank you so much everyone that followed. Thank you so much for the bits, even though that was technically the last stream. It wasn't much time between the streams. I am going to close the stream now, and there's still games going on. If you want to watch a game, I think there's one going on right now in Pimitten channel, so head on over there if you want more L5R action right now. I am going to be back later this evening, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.